Hi, welcome to Roots to Curls. Here we discuss natural hair care ingredients, formulations, business, and more. If you're looking to possibly start a natural hair care line, such as myself and my partner, or if you've already started but you're still kind of getting some more information, this is the channel for you. Here in this video, we're discussing the basics of natural hair care. This is going to help give you the understanding of basically how the hair is, how it grows, how to manage it, and also how to kind of find the target group you want to go for, and then the type of products you want to design for that product. So this is just a basic surface information video. So, and it's broken into two parts. So this is basically part one, and then there's a part two. So stay tuned and check that out after this video. All right. So first, let's talk about the 6 components of hair, which are very important to know. So we have texture, structure, density, porosity, scalp condition, and pH balance. These are very important to know. So the natural hair care products you create or want to create and design around, you want to make sure it's designed around these 6 components. If not, your products can cause a negative reaction or effect on a person's scalp and or hair, leading to lack of customers and sales. So just keep that in mind. If you're just throwing a bunch of things together without fully understanding how a certain hair type is and functions and what its needs are, you basically can ruin someone's hair possibly, and it just won't work for your business. All right, so what is hair texture? So hair texture is the natural shape and pattern of each hair strand, and there are 4 textures to keep in mind. The first one is straight, the second one is wavy, third is curly, and the fourth is coily. Now, what is the structure of hair, or what is hair structure? That is the thickness and width of each strand. And there are 3 types of hair structure. So we have A, which is the fine, thin, B, medium, average, and C, coarse, thick. So for straight A, there are, again, the structure, the texture and structure kind of go together a little bit. So we have straight, which is 1, but then 1A is very straight, thin, oily, hard to curl. Oh, I'm sorry, hair that's hard to hold curls and is prone to breakage. Straight 1B is a head full of hair that is that's straight yet full, voluminous, so it has a little bit more volume. Has bends in it. It's not curly or wavy, but it kind of bends, it's kind of weird, but it just bends, no curl, no real definition, and is less prone to breakage. And then we have straight 1C. It's straight yet thick and coarse and shiny, very shiny because of the oil. It's heat resistant, so it's hard to curl it and then try to wear curls throughout the day, because eventually it will go flat, and it is harder to damage because it's so coarse. All right, wavy, again, broken out ABC. So wavy 2A is fine, straight roots with loose waves at the ends. So at the ends, you'll start to kind of see a little wave pattern, and can become very oily. So we're still in that area of where the hair is still oily, the scalp and the hair. Wavy 2B is a medium S shape curl pattern, which is starting at mid-length. So it's straight at the scalp, but then kind of mid-length, it starts to kind of curl up and can be frizzy. So now the hair, because of the curl pattern, curls are prone to frizz. And wavy 2C is a thicker S-shape curl pattern. It's a little bit more coarse, and it can become very frizzy. Again, curls, unfortunately, run the risk of becoming dry and frizzy. All right, curly 3, ABC. So we have curly 3A, excuse me, is thin, large curls. They're loopy in an S-shaped pattern, prone to dryness and frizz. Curly 3B is medium spiral curls, which has a tighter S-shaped pattern, and they are, again, more prone to frizz. So the tighter the curl, whatever it's a S shape or a Z shape, and we'll see Z shapes, again, it becomes more prone to dryness and frizziness. And then curly C3 or 3C is a thick S or Z shaped corkscrew curls, most prone to frizz and damage. And then we have coily, 4A, 4B, 4C. So 4A, they're soft, loosely packed curls, springy S shape. They are fragile and prone to frizz. 4B, they are tighter Z-shaped coils, less defined curls, and more prone to dryness. 4C, thick, wiry Z-shaped coils, 70%, I'm sorry, 75% shrinkage. So the hair can be very long with 4C texture and structure. However, because of the tighter, wiry Z-shaped coils, they tighten up and then it just shrinks. And very prone to frizz, and tangles the most. It is a lot of tangles. The other ones in the coily and some of the wavy categories also frizz, but 4C definitely has the most struggle with tangles. All right, number 3, what is hair density? Hair density is the number of curly strands you have on your head. So humans typically have somewhere between 80,000 to 120,000 strands per inch. More hair strands means higher density. Less strands, of course, means lower density. And what is porosity? So porosity is the hair's ability to absorb water. Now, so as you can see, there are a couple of charts here that will show you the structure of the hair strand, how the hair strand is based off of its low, normal to high porosity, and then how it floats in water. Because again, that shows if the hair is able to absorb water quickly, slowly, or not at all. So at the top, we're looking at a single hair strand, and we're looking at the inner part of the strand, which is the medulla, and then the middle, the midsection of it is the cortex, and then the outer structure of a hair strand is called the cuticle. And the cuticle is where it's going to either be open or closed to allow water and moisture to enter and penetrate the hair strand. So below that, we see a chart or a graph that shows low porosity where the cuticles are closed. They're completely closed. It looks like a nice smooth strand. The middle picture shows normal, which is the cuticles are slightly open, so it's allowing some moisture and water to enter into the hair strand. And then the high porosity, or the last strand, shows high porosity, meaning that strand is, the cuticles are wide open and it's allowing lots of moisture and water to enter. And you got to be careful, because even with high porosity hair, even though it's an opening to allow the moisture and the water and so on and so forth to enter into the hair, it can also be at its weakest point to where it can snap off. So again, that glass of water, if you take a piece of your hair, a strand of your hair, put it in a glass of water, and if it is floating at the top, that means it's low porosity. The cuticles are closed, no water or moisture is entering into the strand. If the piece of hair is somewhere in the middle, then you have kind of like a normal medium porosity within your hair. So the strands are somewhat open, allowing some moisture to come in. And then if that hair strand just drops all the way down to the bottom of the glass, then you know you have high porosity. Cuticles are completely open, allowing lots and lots of water and moisture into that strand. All right, number 5 is scalp type. So the scalp type is the ability to be properly moisturized and hydrated. So we also have to take care of our scalp, and not just the hair. Well, I know this hair is fake, but the real hair. So Keep in mind that when you are creating a natural hair care product, you are not only just creating products that will have a reaction or have, benefits to the hair that's growing out of your head, but you also have to make sure that the health of your scalp is just as important, because of course that's where your hair is growing out of, and the healthier your scalp is, the better. So we have dry scalp, which is flaky, and that's dandruff. Normal scalp, you see no dandruff, no flakiness, no oiliness. It's just nice, and usually it's about a pinkish pale color. It looks healthy, and of course you see the hair growing out. The hair growing out of a healthy scalp is also healthy. And then we have oily scalp, where it's very wet and just yucky. It does kind of flake up too. It kind of crusts up more than flakes up. So just keep that in mind when you're, again, creating products. What ingredients are you using? To how, depends on how the scalp reacts to those ingredients. So there you have it. All right. Number 6. What is the pH balance, or what is pH balance? This is important. Whenever you're creating your products, you want to make sure that your products have the right pH balance, so that it's not causing too much dryness or too much oiliness to the scalp, and or causing the hair itself, the strands, to become dry and damage very easily, or be too oily, and then it just feels, tacky and yucky. So pH balance is a measurement of how acidic or alkaline a substance is. And typically, the range for pH balance is between 0 and 14. 7 is in the middle. That's the neutral number. It's the same as pure water. And for normal hair and skin, you really want to keep your products within the range of 4.5 and 5.5, which is good for both hair and scalp. It's not too dry and it's not too oily. Anything above 5.5, the hair opens up. Again, that high porosity, the cuticles of the strand are opening up, of course, opening the hair to more damage, because it's, the strands haven't closed some to kind of protect it. And then anything below 4.5, your hair is closed, or the strands, the strands are closed, and then the cuticles are closed, and then that causes low porosity. Again, dryness is in that case where no moisture can penetrate and help give the hair strand what it needs, the moisture and nourishment that it needs. So when you are creating products, just real quick, there is a way to make sure that your products have the right pH balance, and there are what's called pH balance strips. So right there is a picture of like a wheel with a color wheel. You can purchase those anywhere from Amazon, or your store where you purchase some of your ingredients to make your natural hair care products. Sometimes they will offer a pH balance tester or strip. Strips are more popular, and they tend to work a little bit better than the actual actual monitors that you can actually stick in your products and measure or test. So keep that in mind to get those as you are testing out your products, and make sure that you're not over or under what is typically the normal limit for hair. All right, so 7. So now that you understand hair structure, hair texture, porosity, scalp type, and pH balance, now you want to start creating your plan for your hair care line. So what I would recommend is taking a couple of quick steps and writing these items down to kind of help you brainstorm on your next steps to actually developing your products and creating formulas and picking out ingredients for those formulas. So A, you want to select a target group whom you want to create your natural products for, specifically their texture, their structure, density, porosity, scalp type, and or pH balance conditions. So now that you have an idea of just the basics, now you can use that information to select, or define your target. B, make a list of their current issues and challenges, needs, and wants. So think of your ideal person, and then once you have that ideal person, what do they need? What is it that they're struggling with? Kind of jot it down. It could be you. You could have a specific hair or scalp situation going on, and you know that you share that problem with many others. So you can use yourself also as that target group and write down what your problems and struggles are. C, make a list of how your products will solve those problems. D, make a list of key ingredients to include within your formula. So those ingredients will definitely help solve those problems. And E, decide on the number and type of product, hair care products you want to formulate. So, for example, you're new, you're starting out, you're kind of watching your budget. So it would be a good thing to start off with a product line that might have at least 3 to 4 items. It could be less, it could be more, again, depending on your budget, but just keep that in mind. It can include something as simple as like a shampoo, a conditioner, maybe a hair oil, and a hair cream. And those things are used all the time. It could be something you use daily. It could be something you use weekly, monthly. It's your decision based on, of course, the target group you are going after, as well as their needs and their wants. So let's use an example right here. Let's say we have a target group. The individual has short, dry, fragile hair who wants help to grow their hair out and to retain a healthy length. Okay. So typically for this target group, I'm saying that their texture and structure is a curly 3B through C and coily 4A through C type of hair. The density is low to medium, so they're having a hard time growing a full head of hair. Porosity is low to medium, so again, their hair strands are more so, the cuticles are more so closed. They're struggling to retain that moisture, which helps with growth and length and retention of that length. Scalp type is typically dry or semi-dry, so they're needing some products with ingredients that will help moisturize and nourish their hair and scalp. And the pH balance, remember before, typically you want to stay between 4.5 and 5.5. You don't want it to be too dry, and then you don't want it to be too oily. Challenges, needs, and wants for this target group. So between short to thin length hair, it says chin, but it's thin hair. The hair struggles to grow past their chin due to dryness. So I've had that happen before, especially when I used to process my hair and put relaxers in. For some reason, my hair would always grow to a certain length, and then it just couldn't grow any further than that. So we're going to target those people who are struggling to grow past that length, because by that time it starts to dry out and break off. Ends break off easily, as I mentioned, maybe overheated, over-processed, and or color-treated hair. All those things dry your hair out. Color, processing, and heat. And they need hair care products, or need hair products that are gentle, restorative. So we want to restore some of the damage that's caused, and then moisturize it. So it needs to also be moisturizing. So the product solution: to produce natural hair care products that won't contain drying alcohols. So there are some alcohols you can put into natural hair, alcohols that are very beneficial to your hair care products, but just make sure you choose the ones that are fatty and moisturizing and that work as emollients versus those that are drying. So no drying alcohols and or surfactants. Surfactants are those cleansing ingredients that will help clean and wash the hair, but you want to make sure that they do not strip the hair of its natural oils and dries it out. They will be designed to hydrate the scalp and restore its pH balance. Will also be rich in vitamins and protein. Protein, of course, your hair is protein. Therefore, you want to add continue to add the protein back into the hair to make it stronger. It will last. Last, they will have properties to help lock in moisture for length retention. So, list of key ingredients that I want to try to use for this hair care line to accomplish this goal is shea butter. And the reason why is because it reduces dryness and it treats potential scalp damage. Mango butter, it seals in the moisture and reduces breakage. Shea butter also seals in moisture as well. Castor oil, it's loaded with vitamin E and fatty acids and promotes hair growth. Almond oil, it makes hair stronger and less prone to split ends, which is very important for that retention. And secret Ayurvedic herbal blends. So I'll probably be using certain types of dried flowers, dried herbs that will be infused in maybe oil or some type of water or something like that I will also add into my product that will give it more benefits for strength and moisturizing properties as well. So usually I'll say that because then you got to go and pick out the different herbs. So sometimes it's just a bunch of them and you just don't want to list them all out. So, and plus Ayurvedic is another word for like making a natural medicine. Not to say that, I know we have to be very careful when we say medicine and treatment, things like that, but it's known as in ancient times to be a form of using herbs to use as to medicate or to treat certain things. So we can use that for the scalp and for the hair in the natural sense, which provides additional benefits. The number of products and type of products. So in this example, we're going to start off with 3. The goal is to have 7 available within the next 2 to 3 years. Now, I say that because, again, depending on your budget, you might only be able to come out with a few, but at the end or in the long term, as things progress and you're selling and you're seeing how customers like your products and, the money's coming in and your budget, it goes a little bit higher and you can afford to now create another 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7 products. Always keep in mind that down the road, you can always add to your product line. You're not stuck with just the 3 you created. You can always grow. So make sure you're looking at the long term versus the short term when you're starting your product line. And then the first 3 products will include a pre-poo, which is a shampoo. It's kind of like a way of cleansing and moisturizing your hair without actually shampooing it, and because shampoo usually tends to strip out your natural oils. So a pre-poo helps you maintain or keep the natural oils within your scalp and hair, but adding repairing properties as well as moisture and, retaining that moisture, which also helps retain that length. Moisturizing shampoo, so you will, also be able to wash your hair, but that shampoo will have heavy and be heavier on the side of with ingredients that will again keep it moisturized, keep it nourished, so that the strands are strong and they will not break. And a deep conditioning hair mask, again, just more moisture, more benefits to keeping the hair strong and healthy. All right. Okay, so that's it for part 1. Please go to check out the rest of part 2, where I go over how to create a basic formula for your products. So for now, thanks for watching. If you are starting out, what would your target audience be based on what you've learned here? Please share in the comment section below. Did this video help you any? Again, some people might already know this information as far as the basics, but a lot of people don't. They just kind of jump in and start creating products. But now this can help you rethink what you're doing, how you're creating your products, what the ingredients are really for. And then again, your target group is most important to really focus on. on. And what would you like to learn next? I'm always open to questions, suggestions, comments, any topics that you're researching and you would like to gain more knowledge and information on, please let me know. All right. So I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.